Prosecutors have charged dozens of people in a multi-million-dollar scheme to help wealthy Americans buy their children's way into some elite universities. Our Washington bureau chief, Joy Malbon, joins me now with more. This is a scandal of enormous propriety. I don't know how to even put it. Joy, tell us a little bit about the scheme, how it worked, and who was involved.
Well, this is huge. I mean, it involves two Hollywood actresses, Academy Award nominee Felicity Huffman from Desperate Housewives and Lori Loughlin, who was in Full House and some Hallmark movies. And the FBI, the IRS, this is a year-long investigation. They allege that wealthy people like those actresses, fashion designers, CEOs, real estate people, they would basically pay a charity, a nonprofit charity that was set up to help their children get into these elite schools, places like Georgetown, UCLA, Stanford. And the schemes, there were two of them. One was basically either to fake an athletic sport, and sometimes the students didn't even play basketball, didn't even play, or not even part of a rowing team, and they would actually fake profiles, Photoshop people's, the students' faces on the bodies of athletes to get them into some of these elite schools. The other scheme involved bribing and paying people to essentially cheat for the students to get higher scores in order to get into these colleges. It's an elaborate scam, and the so-called ringleader, a man called Rick Singer, he will appear in court this afternoon at 2 o'clock and will plead guilty to this.
My goodness. So were the schools themselves implicated, or were they victims as much as anybody else in this?
Well, the FBI says many of the schools did not know, but certainly some of the coaches were bribed. They were part of this scheme. Some of the students didn't even know about the cheating scheme. You know, they would take the test. Sometimes there was one scheme where they would say that they had a medical problem and they were allowed to get some kind of medical dispensation so they could retake the test a second time. They would go to a separate test center, and that's where the cheating would happen. Either someone else would come in and give them the correct answers, or someone would just doctor the test exam themselves. I mean, these are serious crimes, and the FBI has used racketeering as part of this mail fraud and scheme. I mean, it went on for about 7 years, from 2011 to 2018, and something like $25 million was paid out in bribes for wealthy people, essentially, to get their kids into the best colleges, and cheating regular kids, you know, who didn't even have a chance to get in.
Yeah, my goodness. I'm sure we'll hear lots more for the coming days. Appreciate the update, Joy. Thank you.
How's it going, my people? This is your boy Wired Up, and welcome to another episode of Wired Up TV. Hope you guys got your hands on the steering wheel and keeping your eyes on the road. This is what Tupac been trying to warn us about, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. Elite, rich white people. And I don't mean just white people, any race. But this is what he was warning us about. The elite stepping on the minority. And just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there. I've been warning you guys and telling you guys about this. Just like the stuff we talk about Tupac. People think because, well, we can't see it and this, it's not there. It's there. Tupac's been trying to warn us for years. Just because you can't see it don't mean it's not there. Just because you cannot see it does not mean it's not there. There's people that try to control everything. It is the same people that try to control Tupac, but Tupac was smarter than them and put a wool over their eyes. The rich and wealthy try to step on the poor when they already got an advantage on us. Remember that, guys. Do your own research and make up your own mind, because we've been programmed since kids by the television programming to think like they want us to think. Keep your head up, and like always, my people, stay wired up. Peace out, y'all.